Players, are you ready to go? I believe that's a we. So, I, how do you count on in French again? I don't know. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I should know, but I forgot. I wanted to do it in Japanese, and that made no sense at all. But you have a single push down point here currently by our rotor phloxae, currently representing the United Kingdom, and also getting the first Tetris now. Yeah, for nearly everyone. Only Toni is missing a Tetris currently. Toni is, let's say, not the best paid board-wise currently. Clean up a bit. Whereas Richard already got 2 Tetrises, so Richard in a quite a decent situation here so far. Dirty Tetris here now going to Toni. And there's a good one in the chat by Sudo Kanat. Quatre tiers Tetris, because you have like Quatre tiers as a player. I guess we had at this point, if I saw it correctly. Richard now in a bit of trouble, it's the opposite of what we had in the beginning. I mean, Richard just needing to burn a bit here to get down. Okay, Toni had the left side close a bit, can't go for a Tetris, still wants the buff, but takes the safety double here. Okay, close the bell now. LJ dependency doesn't get the LJ here in a time, but gets the bar. LJ dependency next bar. Okay, that's a lot of bars here. Ooh, okay, the right side is a bit tougher to access due to that bar, but that's also what Toni wanted here. Nice. Next burn. So digging on Toni's part is going quite well. In the bottom match, we have 168, 185, 2 basically clean stacks. Now fully clean stacks. Richard also is clean once again, and Toni just has one more line to go. One single line to burn. Getting the TPs, so he has now finished burning. Well done. A bit of a drought here, as we can see on Toni's side of 18 pieces. In the bottom match, we have the next Tetrises happening 240 to 35. So it is neck and neck there. Nice spin here for phloxae. But I mean, he can do level 29 spins, so the 18 spins are just easy work. Not anything to think about. Next drought happening here for Dobreee, but already over, just a short one. It's still neck and neck between phloxae and Dobreee, and phloxae has played 6 hands more, so currently Dobreee has advantage. Unexpected, but that is the case. In the other match, it is more or less neck and neck. Now Toni having a slight lead of about 1.5 Tetrises. And the next Tetrises are just happening on all of the boards. Okay, Dobreee is waiting a bit for the bar here and closed the well. Ooh, didn't get the bar fully over, but this... Oh, piece. Okay, right side, next piece over. But this is now a tough situation here for him to solve. Yeah, next OP Sang, which means that Dobreee tops out at 75. 7-5 top out here for Dobreee, and that's 1-0 for our rolling player. phloxae. In the upper match, we are getting now close, of course, to the level 19 transition, as we are now at about 100 lines and 17, 76, or just under a 2 Tetris lead here for Toni. Also countdown for phloxae and Dobreee. 3, 2, 1, Tetris! It feels like Richard and Toni are just shit talking a bit here, or maybe I miss it here. Possibly. Yeah, now here's the action going on. But, you know, that's just a bit of friendly banter. one that you need. Richard needs to burn a few lines here, is opened up once again. Just to close the way and put a bit more pressure on it. So this will allow Toni to get quite a big lead in. Both players in the lower match started and got a single Tetris in. So far, second Tetris here going to Violet, and Violet therefore being in the lead. Okay, so Toni and Richard wanna be clean for the transition. No, to be exact. Early shift of the TPs here for Toni, does get the bar over to the left. Okay, needs a J piece for the right side. Optimally, T piece does work out, but yeah, gonna force the LJ defense. LJ pieces come exactly when Toni needs them, and he is managing that. Now, bar for column 8 would be perfect. Bar does fall down one piece to that, but gets it over to the sides level at 125 lines played, so just 5 lines. The transition is gonna come. OP Sang. That's not gonna be doable here for Toni, topping out at 420. So, Richard now has a goal. Richard needs 421. 4-1 is goal here for Richard. And the bottom match, we currently have a 1.5, 2.5 Tetris lead here for Violet, needing to get double needing to get a bar over to the left side. Over shifted that. And yeah, so 421, Richard, 421, about 2.5 Tetrises to go. And top out here for dobreee after hanging the piece earlier at 127, which means that Violet is able to take game number 2. And that means next up, match point for Violet, also known as phloxae. And there's about 1.5 Tetrises to go for Richard, or about 50k. Next countdown in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. It's once again the game has started. Let's see how long it will go. Yeah, it looks like Richard is just lining it out, playing the safe way. I mean, that's the safe way. You should do it because you have 60 lines to go, and you don't even need to play all of them if you get singles. Okay, so bottom match for now, neck and neck. We have 2 Tetrises, no longer the same score after Violet got a single push jump point here. Okay, yeah, Richard, you need about 15k, 15,000 points to go here for Richard, or just a bit of casual lining out. Next Tetris to dobreee at 70k versus 74 of phloxae. Phloxae, yeah, needs to win a few lines here before able to go for the Tetris due to the high hole in the stack. And the last 5k to go for Richard. I believe now it's like 2k to go for Richard. 2 singles. Or the double does it, and Richard takes game number 1. Richard. Richard, we are kinda tight on schedule. Just saying. Yeah, okay. In the bottom match, we currently have a lead here for dobreee, but dobreee in a tough position is able to get into a lower and near the open position. Wow. Now phloxae and dobreee at a similar height. Okay. phloxae closes once again. Now it's open, wants the bar for a dirty Tetris. Misflips the bar. Okay. Opens up once again. Left side is somewhat tough to access here for phloxae. Burns down one more. Yeah, got the OPs over. And this is now casual business as a roller, but basically well played here. Richard now on level 28. Oh, dobreee is dangerously high here. He doesn't get the US piece over to the left. Can he salvage this? I believe he can't. That's a top out at 136. And that means that Violet has been able to sweep here. So GG's here to Violet for being able to sweep. On the other side, that also means that we now have a 1-1 between Toni and Richard. It also means we can over to just single match up A. This should be the correct button. Yes, it is. Only have single match here now. That is now a 1-1, I believe. Wait. Zuru? Is it 1-1? Okay. It's 1-0. It's 1-0. Yeah, it's 1-0. Okay, that's what I thought as well. I was a bit confused. It's yeah. It's 1-0 for Witcher. Are you ready for game 2? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Yeah, I just was a bit confused because it was like, okay, if you played one game while the other match played 3 games, yeah. It was like 1-1 makes a bit more sense or something like that. But no, it's actually 1-0. So this is a long match. There's a few messages in the chat saying, hi, oh no, whip, what, round 5? Oh no, okay. I'm confused. Doesn't matter too much if I'm confused or not, as you can see here. Game number 2 between Richard and Toni has just started. The players are burning a bit here. Yeah, small note. So, in the next round, which is gonna be round 6, last 4 players of the bracket will join. Schedule-wise, just so that you know what is gonna happen over here. After round 5, we're gonna play round 6. That will last until about 18, and after about 18:00 we will have a short break until about 18:30, and then around 5 loser, winner, semis. Yeah, okay. Just make sure that I pay attention to the schedule. Some Tetris action is happening here. We have about a 1.5 Tetris lead currently to Toni. 131, 89. Now next Tetris is course happens, so the exact scores shift a bit, but the difference same. We're also just getting a few pieces here and there. Toni is quite high, takes a safety burn, is now waiting for the bars. You have a bit of a drought here. 17-piece drought. Next Tetris going. Toni, same tiny drought here happening on Richard's side at this time. We have 227 versus 168. Richard is set up, gets the bar, and gets the next Tetris. Now a bit of a cleanup situation here on Richard's side of a few lines. Whereas Toni can go for the Tetrises. Toni now having a 3.5 Tetris lead. Yeah, after the last game that... actually it's kind of similar to the last game. Like, Richard only was able to win because he played up until level 29 or quite late in the game, and Toni topped out somewhat early on level 19. Well, actually before level 19 due to the height that allowed Richard to win. But the pure efficiency definitely was in favor of Toni. You can also see that Toni is a bit ahead in the piece sequence, having played a few more lines, being a bit higher. Like, if you play higher, then the pieces take less time to fall, so you can get ahead in ease sequence if that persists for a long time, which it has here. A bar dependency for Witchard, turning into a dirty Tetris setup, waiting for the bar, getting the bar, and column 6 set up Tetris for Witchard. Next CTWC happening on Tony's side, 376 now, at 100k lead here on Tony's side. Nice spin happening as well. Yeah, the boards are currently clean. Means there's just Tetrises happening over and over again. Well, sometimes there's slight burns like now on Richard's side. But generally the match here is quite clean between the players. Really showing us where they are playing quite late into CTWC France 2026, like Tony in the top 8. And how Richard managed to beat 2 higher seeded players. We are also quite close to the level 19 transition, only 10 lines to go for Tony and 16 lines to go for Richard. Next set was here to Tony. And next set was to Richard as well. Tony's burning a bit here, finally getting the APs that he wants, transitioned into level 19 at 520, 520 transition for Tony, and we have the transition for Richard at 410, so a bit over 100k lead for Tony in the transition, or just over 5 Tetris lead here currently for Tony. Tony in a bit of a tougher play situation, but is getting the pieces for the dependency, is able to get down to a nice height once again. Okay, Richard waiting for the bar, gets the bar. Next Tetris here, high level for Tony, but Tony is far too high, topping out at 561. So 561 for Tony. This is doable for Richard. He needs about 120, under 120. Yeah. Earlier I was like, this is going to be a really tough matchup for Richard, having such a lower seed, but okay. Actually, turned out to be true. I shouldn't have said that. I just jinxed you. I apologize. Okay, that means we have 1-1 and potentially 3 more games to go. 3 long games, as you can see. And so far, it feels like survival is king. Okay, Tony is ready. Richard is setting up, switching a bit, so that he can play as concentrated as possible. Actually, the tough aspect is, if Richard wins this match, he's gonna have to play like a 5th match today. Wow. Players ready to go. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Like, this is match number 4 for Richard. Just, to get a feeling of how much he has played. That's if you had a standard bracket or a flat bracket, that's 2 to the power of 5. Or basically he has played a top 32 bracket today in terms of matches. Top 16, sorry, top 16. So lots of matches that Richard has played, compared to Tony, who played Game Boy, had some fun. I don't know what he was doing downstairs, but just different. We have 26, 26, so it is neck and neck. Next set is going to Tony. Richard opening up once again. Yeah, of course, if you want more Tetris action, then we also do the lower bracket over on CT2, on Classic Tetris 2. There's a few more matches happening. So make sure to also check out CT2 a bit. You can open them side by side, for example, and enjoy both teams at the time. There we currently have Paw versus Quadrotier. So 121, 101, supported Tetris. This lead here for Toni. Toni is ahead in the piece sequence by like one piece. And you have about the same line straight, therefore, as well. Next set was to Toni, next was to Richard. And yeah, on Richard, you can also see the nice 2024 CTWC World Tour shirt that has like all of the locations on the back that happened. Which is, is quite a lot, because CTWC has a ton of regional events. Yeah, the 59 mark, and Toni is right about where you want to be, 201 and 157 here for Richard, so Richard is a bit behind where you normally want to be for a good game. But you can play the long game as well. That seems to work against Toni somewhat well, as Toni topped out early on level 19 the last games. Let's say want the transition, but early shift of the JPC on Richard's side. Quite high. He does get the next JP's over, gets the single, gets the bar not over, and this could be it for Richard. Yes, this is it for Richard, which means Richard tops out. We have a 2-1 here for Toni. So Richard topping out at 187. There's going to be a short toilet stretch break here by Richard, and I hope that the toilet is actually. We have like one toilet for 30 plus people here. So let's just say a lack of toilets. The last 3 times I went to the toilet, I had to wait for like 4 minutes. Let's hope that won't be the case here for Richard. Yeah, there's next up match point for Toni. If Toni manages to win the next game, then he will have won the match. Round number 6. But Richard can force the decider and win the decider as well. Then make it all the way from round number 2 to round number 6. Toni is commentating about the speed, which definitely was not GP savvy. Yeah, basically G pieces and nothing else. Wonder, can I? No, I believe I can't. They talk Richard. There's no way for me to take a look at that. No, there isn't. I'm not in that direction. But it sounds like Richard is coming back. You too long? Yeah, that's the same that happened to me. Okay, so Richard tried the toilet threads, but sadly that didn't work out. Let's hope that it won't disrupt him too much. And let's say next game starts in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Oh, it sounds like CT2 just finished their part. Yeah, here we are, let's say, a bit delayed because of some stuff that happened earlier. But we are still close enough to be. Tetris for Richard. First Tetris of the match just happened, of the game. And we had 11 versus 28 here. Toni still needs to clean up the board, while Richard was able to go for Tetris numero 2. Dos und deux. Big lead here for our Colombian player. Yeah, finally also, I mean, Toni can go and does go for Tetris. Gets the bars that he needs. But it was like, can he though do the bars fall down when he needs? But they do. And of course he's close once again so far. Only a single Tetris here for Richard, for Toni, and Richard at 103. So 2.5 or 60k lead currently Richard. I just see we have 110 viewers live, so shout outs to everyone who is tuning in to watch the CTWC France 2026. Shout outs to all of you. If you want to support our amazing players here, please type !Matcherino in the chat to get to our Matcherino, where you can donate to the prize pool so that the top players will get a bigger prize pool. But yeah, we have Richard in quite a high situation here, getting a good burn, a nice next single, being able to get a bit lower in this stack, but ooh, this could now be... Okay, he's getting a few good pieces, SC pieces, but OP doesn't go to the left, and that means you have the final top out for Richard at 131, and that means Toni is able to win game number 4. And that means, you know, we are supposed to finish and like start the next part of the record in 2 minutes, so I will just switch over. So, okay, Light, how do you work? Do you have some kind of on-off switch? Or don't you have some kind of on-off switch? Feels like you do not have an on-off switch. Wow, perfect. Players are ready, so let's start the game in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. I don't... Taking look empty in the background, you may be just confused about how it works. Because I would like some light here for me and the player. But it has no switch, so you can't turn it on. That's a decision. That's definitely a decision that someone made. In the chat, you have a few more messages being... Adam hit the Duckport 1 William points. Green points are hard to get, lock in, and also let's go Gunter. I probably forgot some people chanting for Adam here. But I mentioned like 3, so that should be enough of a motivational boost. Let's see if Adam can make them happy and win against Bergtroll. Gonna be quite tough, as Bergtroll, as you most likely know, is one of the French rollers. But just because it's tough doesn't mean that it's not possible. And we have who's on comms in the chat. It should turn on in the bottom bar here at times. It's on Discord, home Jakob, home Jacob. In real life, my name is Jakob, because it's German, you know. Yeah. And you can see me here in the background in the white shirt. Sometimes, a bit. Not always, but sometimes. Yeah, just took a while to cycle through. Oh yeah, it's not the quickest. It takes, I don't know, 10 seconds per. Just as a wild guess. But sometimes you can see it. Sometimes you can't. That's the fun. Back to business. We have played, yeah, the first third of level 80, 156, 215 in the upper match, and 190, like 215, 91 in the lower match. So Adam currently having to catch up quite a lot, whereas the upper match is reasonably close at 2.5 Tetris difference. The Gunter is behind piernov. I know that Gunter has had to do a lot of organizing stuff here, the parts, so maybe he wasn't able to focus as much on preparing for the match as he wanted to. So let's see how that will go here. Oh, the T-piece comes one piece later on Gunter's side, of course. Otherwise, he could have gotten the T-spin. Adam topping out at 101 after losing control of the board. And that means that game number 1 is won by bergtroll. It's now 1-0 here for bergtroll. In the upper match, it's now 5.5 Tetris lead here for piernov. So piernov having a massive point lead over Gunter. Gunter played quite well here in the qualifications. Got a max out, for example. But maybe this just isn't a seed. Anyways, let's start. Bergtroll Adam in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Also, don't forget that even if you lose over here, you still have a second chance in the lower bracket where you can have at least one more match, maybe 2, maybe 3. It does depend on who you face. So the lead is decreasing a tiny bit. Gunter managed to catch up slowly, like really slowly. Let's see if Gunter can get to piernov score, and let's see if piernov can carry this Tetris percentage rate up to level 29. I know that Gunter can play 29 quite well, but I haven't seen piernov play too much 19 here. So that's gonna be interesting. And we have one more Go Adam in the chat. But it came too late. This drops on Adam's board, forced him to top out at 55. Which means bergtroll is able to win game number 2 as well. And maybe we're gonna have the end of Adam in the upper bracket soon, as now 2-0. But we saw reverse sweep by Adam before. Okay, so Gunter and piernov are both close to the transition. 3 more lines go at this point. 328, 557, 9 Tetris lead here to piernov. Now massive lead. Next Tetris, and we have 332, 583. So 250k lead here in the transition for piernov. Gunter also in a lot of trouble overshifting the long bar, topping out here at 334, and that means that piernov is able to game number 1 here of Gunter. Let's see. Can Adam strike back? He showed us one reverse sweep already, so it's not too unlikely that he can do it here as well. Of course, the opponent is quite a lot tougher, but tougher doesn't mean impossible. Guys, is piernov trying to go for max out? Let's see. I mean, I believe so. It's definitely possible on the 18 play. It requires some efficient 18 and 19 play, but not too hard. There's still neck and neck here between bergtroll and Adam, having a slight advantage for bergtroll. But it's not too big of an advantage. A bit of time, Adam could in theory catch up. The issue, of course, is bergtroll is a roller, just has that much space to use. You know, take the games here. That's gonna make it much tougher for Adam to be able to catch up. And is of course match point for bergtroll. Okay, Adam is open before bergtroll here, so depending on when the bars fall down, this could be the opportunity for Adam. But bergtroll opened up as well. So at least for now, it's not going to be an option for Adam to be able to overtake bergtroll here, especially as bergtroll now has a Tetris lead more, so 2 Tetris lead to bergtroll. Upper match between Gunter and piernov is neck and neck currently. We have 26-26. piernov is setting up for the next Tetris. Gunter got it beforehand. In the lower match, we have currently a bit of a mistake happening piecewise for bergtroll, which means there's gonna be a bit of cleanup. Again, potentially the chance here for Adam to catch up to bergtroll, depending on the kindness of the pieces. Next set was here going to Adam. Adam now at 223 versus 232. So Adam was able to catch up quite a bit, getting the next bar, next Tetris. So Adam now in the lead by a bit. Upper match, it is still neck and neck, 123-125. So both players are equally matched here currently in game number 2. Gonna be an exciting game. Oh, bergtroll close the well once again here. This allows maybe Adam to get a lead. Let's see. Match is still just neck and neck, like these players evenly matched. Gunter going for the kind of 4 Tetris, which he of course does get, transitioning to the standard right world Tetris here. And is Tetris ready once again? I mean, both matches are neck and neck. This is a bit unsurprising. A bit surprising. Yeah, 267, 244. Finally, Gunter able to get a lead enough. Now 2 Tetrises. bergtroll once again needed to burn a few points, but is currently ahead of Adam here. Adam at 296 versus 301 here on bergtroll's side. bergtroll, yeah, needing just burn like a few pieces here and there. And which shot can you turn off the fan? On the fan. Somehow turned off. Here we just need some fresh air inside. And yep, fan is on again. Perfect. It should be on rotation. Yeah, it is. A 19 transition has happened on bergtroll's side. 361. Adam currently in the lead, still in level 18. Nice position here for Adam, finally. Next set is here going to Adam. Adam transitioning at 490. And Toka's saying CTWC France smaller. It's about the same size as last year. It's actually bigger, I believe. Yeah, Gunter confirmed it's a bit bigger. I don't remember if CTWC France ever was. Yeah, I believe it hasn't been biggest. Yeah. 448 for bergtroll, 433 for Adam. Adam now getting a bit behind Bergtroll here in level 19 in the match between Gunter and Piernov. Piernov now is about an 80k lead, as Gunter has his well closed and needs up a bit here. Yeah, 3.5 TTWC lead here to Piernov, 1 TTWC and some change lead here for Bergtroll. Piernov getting the well open once again. Yeah, Gunter just has a bit of a dirty board that makes it tougher to get out and be able to go for TTWCs. Once again, could have placed the T flat for a dirty TTWC setup, but decided to play it a bit safer here. Actually just burning a bit, but yeah, 3 TTWC lead here now for Bergtroll. And hashtag us saying Adam needs to play 4 more TTWCs. Actually, that's easier said than done. And Adam also topping out here after not getting the ZPs over. Like, you need to play safe enough to not top out, and you need to play aggressive enough to win. That's not something that you can just do. That's always a bit tougher. Of course, feel free to play this to the end. Bergtroll, but fun fact, 471, 471 being the score here for Adam, so the same 3 numbers repeat. Talker saying he molding when player on my screen doesn't actually chat would have killed best player. Bad. Adam, which is worse, losing to the French or the English? Ooh, he's saying English, so it's okay to lose to the French people. Yeah, he says French is fine. Yeah, so all is good, perfect. So some 29 action that we will most likely see soon. First 29 of the tournament. Upper match is now in level 23, 42 for Gunter, 699 for Piernov. Yeah, this is it for Bergtroll, so let's focus on top match here. Especially as Piernov is now in a bit of trouble. Let's see if we can get out of it, or if this will be the opportunity. Yeah, this looks like it will be the opportunity for Gunter to complete the, to start a chase down. Yeah. Piernov is 717 currently, which means Gunter's goal is 718. Once we can get to 718, he will win the game. Bergtroll, can you get me water? Thank you. Oh. Swiss Champs capture is dead. Okay. So we don't see anything. That's just that is resolved in a second. Please? No? So Gunter needs 718 and he's currently at 624, so Gunter needs about 100k left to go. Let me try to fix Swiss Champs here, because I want the best capture possible, which is, I guess in this case, any capture. And Gunter only gets to 659 something for Gunter. 659, 672. Yeah, that means it's now 2-0 here for Piernov. Oh dear, that might be a net. Cable is so Richard, the issue is that The capture card doesn't seem to work properly right now. I don't get an image. Yeah, I have it here. Here. I'm trying to fix that. But no capture image. Let's just plug it in again. So we just have some slight tech issues. Should be fixed in a minute. Capture? Yeah, okay, it's just a slight capture issue that we had. So, guys, can you start a game? Can you restart the game? I just want to make sure that everything works. Yeah. Okay, so maybe the app. Can you Mistress stuff admin? Oh yeah, I need to. And I thought they. And we can see the gameplay. Perfect. That we can play the next game. Does depend on when you're ready. What is the location? I know it's Montpellier, but it looks like someone's house. Yes, it's a cafe as far as I know. It's a cafe, the Chaise. There's like 2 floors, and we're in the upper floor, so this is more like the office where we are in right now, compared to the coffee down below, the coffee shop. And next on the street is like a pizza place, for example, where we get euro off when you buy pizza, and also not kebab by something similar place, so we also get like euro off when we get menu. So basically, okay, so players are ready. Let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Match point for piernov. Piernov manages to match. He will have won match. And so Gunter wants to prevent that and find a way to force the cider here. See who of the two will be able to take game number 3. And there's in the chat saying, bro's gonna get reverse gunted. I haven't heard gunted before. Maybe you mean guntered. And so that's, as we saying Gunter is gonna win, he's gonna reverse repeat. And Gunter confirmed he is trying to, so let's see if we can get the reverse sweep in and have Gunter advance to round number 6. Or if the somewhat more likely scenario will happen of piernov being able to prevent that. Yeah, as we are saying, I believe, trust me, I believe. It is currently 83 versus 123. And Bitterboy has reached a watch streak of 7 streams. So 7 streams, that's quite a long watch streak. So welcome in the chat, and I hope you enjoy this well. Live in Montpellier. With both players being closed here, but it looks like piernov could be able to get out of that a bit quicker depending on the pieces he gets and how he places them. I feel like that was a bit suboptimal in order to get open the quickest possible. But yeah, he's now open just before Gunter. As he's saying, I think Gunter needs back support. Who's gonna be the back rest for the guy? Oh yeah, the chairs don't have... Yeah, that's fair to say. Chairs are kinda small, so there's not much you can lean against. Gunter is quite high, but able to burn down a few lines. He needs something for Kadam A to burn down early shift of the 2S piece. He gets a single in, and he doesn't get the bar over to the left, which means Gunter tops out, and we have a 3-0, a second clean sweep here. which means gunter has a 169, 111, and not so much, 171. And yeah, so the bracket should update any second. Once I see that it is updated, I will, of course, switch over so that we can take a look at it, and it looks like it's updated. Perfect! So let's switch over to our bracket camera scene.